A lot of owners look at their bank accounts and think, I got enough money to open another location. The real question is, can you survive if the new store underperforms for, say, 6 to 9 months? Can your first store operate successfully without you? If the answer is no, stop right there. Most owners decide they're ready emotionally. I can do it, man. I can do it. Man, that's fucking dangerous.
You're listening to Street Smarts with Chad Wade. Real talk for real shop owners.
Blunt & Cones spent over a year engineering a better blunt cone. Different papers, different flavors, dialed in moisture levels. The result, a premium blunt cone with a mesh filter that stops debris going down your throat and delivers a smoother smoke. Blunt & Cones, setting the new premium standard. If you own a shop, manage one, work in one, or you're trying to open one, join the Chad Wade TV Discord. We talk real shop issues, products, vendors, employees, marketing, displays, slow sales, and what's actually working. Stop trying to figure this business out alone. Click the link, join the Discord, and get in the room. All right, what's up, guys? Chad Wade here. And today we're talking about something almost every smoke shop owner thinks about at some point. Store number 2. Then maybe store number 3. Then maybe building something bigger than yourself. Let me tell you something right now. Opening a second location is one of the fastest ways to build wealth or go broke. I've watched people do both. I've seen owners build incredible multi-store operations. I've also seen owners destroy a perfectly good first store trying to open a second one way too soon. So today we're talking about scaling. Not that Instagram version, not the fantasy version that you see, from all these influencers. I mean the real version. Let's do it. All right, the biggest myth in retail. All right, and it's this. Well, if one store is successful, 2 will be twice as successful. Oh, God. I mean, that sounds logical. It just fucking isn't, because your second store doesn't double your problems. They don't double them. It multiplies them. Now you have 2 sets of staff, 2 inventories, 2 leases, 2 sets of utilities, 2 customer bases, 2 locations that can have problems at the same damn time. And it will. Scaling is not multiplication. Scaling is just complexity. And if you don't understand that, you're not ready. Well, hey, Chad, how do I know if I'm ready? Well, most owners decide they're ready emotionally. I can do it, man. I can do it. Man, that's fucking dangerous. Now, here's a better question. Can your first store operate successfully without you? Not for a day, not for a weekend, consistently. Day after day after day, week after week after week. If the answer is no, stop right there. Because if store number 1 still requires you, the owner, every day, opening store 2 will not free you. It traps you. Now both locations depend on the same person. You. That's not possible. A second location should expand your business, man, not your fucking stress. The easy answer is you got to have systems before stores. And that's where most owners just skip the steps. They focus on the real estate. They buy, if they're dumber than hell, they buy the inventory. They buy all the fixtures. They get the fucking sign up on the wall. They got an opening date. And now don't get me wrong, man, those things matter. But man, the systems behind the scenes matter more. Before you open a second store, you should have a hiring system, a training system, an opening and closing procedures. You should have inventory systems. And I don't mean like a POS system. I mean systems that how things come in, how things leave, how they transfer between the two stores. They have to do that, by the way. And you need to have sales expectations. You need to have management standards because you're not going to be in both stores. So they're going to have to be managed maybe by two different managers. Because here's what's going to happen. The first store often succeeds because the owner is great and everybody loves his personality or her personality, and they think they're always trying to help them. He knows me by name. Yeah. We all that's how we all do it. All right, we get to know our customers. Even their birthdays, and I mean, some of us even celebrated those birthdays. Okay. The second store succeeds because the systems that the first store had are put into effect there, and they're good also. But it's a big difference. And then what about the damn employees that nobody wants to talk about? The second location creates a horrid of challenge. Managers, you can't be everywhere. And at some point, someone else has to represent you and your standards. And here's where a lot of owners struggle, because they hire employees that they never developed a leader. I was very fortunate with Brandon. I had Brandon since he was 16 years old, and coming up, I was very fortunate. When you talk to him, it was just like talking to me, and I mean, just as if he was right out of my loins. I'm telling you, man, Brandon knew so much of how we dealt with things in the stores. I was fortunate enough to have him so that when we got store number 2, and then store number 3 came very quickly after, which was very weird, but there was several of us that started this all together. So we were able to branch out very, very quickly. But I was very fortunate to have Brandon to oversee a lot of this, which freed me up. All right, and just remember, if you're not developing the leader, and remember, a leader isn't someone who opens the store. A leader is someone who protects the culture and your values, your standards when you're not there. That's a completely different skill set. Now, if you're thinking about scaling, start identifying future leaders now, not later, not after you've already done it, now. And then there's the whole cash flow issue, because it changes everything. I mean, okay, let's chop it up. Let's talk about the money. A lot of owners look at their bank accounts and think, I got enough money to open another location. Well, yeah, fuck, maybe. But opening costs are only the beginning. The real question is, can you survive if the new store underperforms for, say, 6 to 9 months? Many do. I mean, you still got the rent, the payroll, the inventory, utilities, unexpected expenses. I mean, strong operators assume the new location will take time. And if you don't, you're a dumbass. Weak operators assume automatic success because we are right here. Man, they can't wait to shop over there. Dude, hope is not a fucking business plan. Your cash reserves matter. And then I've told you many a times, man, even though we had become such a name in the area, that I've had locations that wasn't worth a shit. And believe you me, location is king. I don't care how good your systems are. Bad locations, and I know what the fuck I'm talking about, create bad outcomes. And one of the biggest mistakes owners make is falling in love with cheap rent. Although I remember, man, I had a store that was way under rent that was killing it, just killing it. But I mean, usually cheap rent often comes with poor traffic, weak visibility, bad access, low customer density, which this place was not true. It was just right off the main, walk area in the Highlands, and Ben Barrett Avenue had its own customer base and its own funky little crowd. It was a really cool fucking location, man. And saving a few $100s usually a month on rent means nothing if the location doesn't perform. The right location solves problems. All right, the wrong location, oh God, believe you me, it creates them. And then, how many of us clone our mistakes? That's important, man. When owners open a second location, they often copy everything, man, front to back. Oh, the store even looks the fucking same. The good and the bad of that front to back. Before scaling, ask yourselves, what mistakes am I currently making in this fucking location? Because if you duplicate those bad habits, you're not growing. You're just multiplying the fucking weaknesses you got in the first store. You got to fix the problems before the expansions. Man, not after. Not after. And in all honesty, you've got to standardize what's going on. And that's the secret. Standardization is the secret. The best multi-store operators obsessed over consistency. Customers should know what to expect, whether they visit store 1, store 2, store 3, la la la. The experience should feel familiar. And that's what a lot of these chain stores do, man. Whether it's, I just went to Smoker's Destiny. So whether it's their place, whether it's Wild Bill's, whether it's, VIP, which if you've seen them in the news, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe, it's, there's a lot of them. But it should feel familiar. You should know what you're getting into when you walk in the door. And you should have similar layouts and expectations and service. The culture should definitely be very similar. But the consistency builds the trust, and the trust builds the repeat business. So let's talk about the real goal of scaling. Here's where a lot of owners usually get very confused. The goal is not more stores, it's more freedom. More stores only matter if they create a better income, stronger systems that you've already got, more opportunity, great stability. And if you own 5 stores and can't take a damn vacation and leave the country and go down there to Cabo, drink some cheap margaritas and some very inexpensive beer, something's broken. Growth should improve your life and not consume it. So, Chad, what should I do? Well, let me tell you what the best multi-store operators do differently, because I've noticed a pattern. I look at them. I pay attention. I even pointed out in that Smoker's Destiny video, the strongest operators know their numbers, they trust their systems, they develop the managers, they protect the cash flow, and they avoid emotional decisions. They also stay patient. They don't chase growth. They prepare for growth. Then they execute, and that's why they last. Because there's a real hard truth in scaling. Real hard truth. Most of us are capable of opening a second, third, fourth, fifth store. Far fewer are capable of operating one successfully. And those are different skills. And I love to build out stores, bro. I love to open. I love opening because opening's exciting. Operating, it's discipline. And opening gets attention. Operating will truthfully build wealth. Never confuse the two. Opening and operating, never confuse those. All right, let me wrap it up so you can get your ass back to work. If you're thinking about scaling, here's my advice. Do not ask, can I open another store? But you must ask, can my current store succeed without me? Because that's the real test. Strong businesses scale. Owner-dependent businesses totally struggle. You got to build systems, develop leaders, protect your cash, stay very disciplined, then grow in that order. Because the owners who scale correctly will totally stack assets, man, totally. And owners who scale emotionally will end up with a heart attack or maybe even a brain aneurysm, gutting in the floor. It happens. People die constantly, and it's usually from stress. What a way to go out. All right, guys, this has been Chad Wade from Chad Wade TV. Man, this is real talk for real shop owners. And if this episode made you think differently about growth, share it with another one who should be considering opening another location. All right, but for tools and systems and coachings and resources built for real shop owners, visit chadwade.com. Should you need some inventory in that second, maybe even that first location, hit me up over at unshosel.com. I'll be glad to fill your store full of everything we offer. Until next time, build systems, scale second, and create a business that grows without taking your life with it. Don't be jittering around in the floor, man. Don't do that. Don't let the customer find you. That'd be awful. All right, everybody. See you.